Looks like we both want that stapler.
Seems that way, based on what happened.
Madeline and I are now lovers. Madeline, would you care for a drink?
I'd love one.
I'm sure you can tell I'm quite drunk. I've had a couple to build up the nerve. I think we both know what I'm about to say.
Raymond, I don't think we need to say anything.
I'm gay. That's what I was going to tell you.
Raymond, you sound so naive. Hello, Raymond.
Captain Wuntch, good to see you. But if you're here, who's guarding Hades?
Same old Ray Holt. All sizzle, no steak. I'm off to do some spot checks. An embarrassing blight growing right under your nose. Not unlike that mustache you had when we first met.
You're like the League of Nations in '36, just hoping the Abyssinian crisis resolves itself.
You have more of a fly-catching gape than usual.
And you sound just like Victor Emmanuel III.
When, oh when, will you quit police work and pursue your dream of poetry?
I never thought I'd see you this high without a broom under you.
I feel like Jackie Joyner Kersey congratulating one of the other slower runners.
I'm sure you'd like to take some weight off your cloven hooves.
Calling me the devil? How original, Raymond.
Actually, I was calling you a goat. You goat.
You're looking old and sickly.
So nice of you to greet us, Madeline. I thought surely you'd still be crushed under that house in Munchkinland.
Sticks and stones, Raymond.
Describing your breakfast?
There it is. The shriveled husk of Raymond Holt.
Look, Gina, is that a talking raisin? Please stay, Diaz. I need a witness in case her head starts spinning around or she turns into a she-wolf. Now get me Madeline and a bucket of water. It's time to melt a witch. How do we get close enough without attracting attention?
Could dance. You must know some moves. You were mentioned by name in the Monster Mash.
Fine, but on two conditions. We stay at least 4 inches apart at all times, and you tuck your tail back into your pants so I don't trip on it.
See you.
Madeline, I wondered why all the birds had suddenly stopped singing.
I'm a front runner for a job in the Boston PD.
Boston, but it's so close to Salem. You do know what they do to witches up there, don't you?
This is amazing.
Perhaps you can sneak in disguised as an old leather chair. Ugh. May I?
Those are my tissues, Raymond. If you were planning on sneezing, you should have brought your own.
She doesn't care about the community. She only cares about defeating me. This is war, Sergeant. The war on Wuntch. Cockroaches release a mucus-like secretion.
You would know about roaches, you roach.
You're Wuntch meat.
I've come to ask for your help. The commissioner will be calling you.
Oh, moment savored. So, where were we? Ah, yes, you were talking about how I hold your fate in the palm of my hand. I could torpedo her promotion. Just saying it brims my soul with joy. But to do so would mean that she stays here in New York City, hanging over me like an albino bat. On the other hand, if I praise Wuntch, she will leave the city, the clouds will part, and the children will sing Wuntch is gone.
What children?
All the children. Hello, Madeline.
Raymond, I was just about to call you. I wanted to thank you for your kind recommendation.
And I wanted to give you this.
Wicked, starring Beth Danube. Well played, Raymond. Sadly, I won't be able to use them, since I'm not going to Boston.
What?
I was only interested in the Boston offer as leverage. I used it to get a promotion from the NYPD. I have never had more power over you than I do at this very moment. I wanted to give you these as a thank you.
You're joking. I'm gonna call the commissioner.
Shush. I know you never would have recommended me for that Boston post if deep down you didn't think I deserved the job.
What the? Deputy Chief Wuntch, you've aged.
This paperwork is a mess. A semicolon that should clearly be a full colon. Was this prepared by a recent immigrant? You got your task force. I'm surprised.
That's funny. After 20 years, I think you'd be used to me slam dunking in your face.
I'm surprised you didn't see what was going on in there. I got you riled up, you oversold giggle pig, and now you're running an expensive task force at a time of budget cuts. You better make some big arrests, and quick, or you'll be the poster boy for departmental waste. Slam dunk. Returned.
Not if we make those arrests. 3-point dunk.
I heard you were under investigation by Internal Affairs. Didn't want to miss that.
So much time with your ear to the pavement. It's a pity a truck hasn't run over your head.
Internal Affairs investigation? A drug task force that hasn't found any drugs? This precinct's a disaster. Maybe that's why the bird stopped singing. Out of respect for the death of your career. Goodbye, Raymond. Raymond?
Madeline?
You won. Go ahead and gloat, you toad.
Lunch time is over. Boom, did it! Had it both ways. No regrets.
$21 million, Raymond. I have to admit, I'm impressed.
Sorry to disappoint you, Madeline. I know you'd hoped we failed.
Oh, no, I couldn't be happier.
Wait. Why would you say that? And why aren't you clenching your little rat hands in anger? You didn't want me to fail. You wanted me to succeed.
That's right. I was looking for an excuse to promote you to a desk job, and you handed it to me on a silver platter with your little rat hands.
Oh, no.
Say goodbye to the 9-9, Raymond. I'm making you head of NYPD Public Relations. I like what you've done with your office, Raymond. It's cozy. Like the shoebox one buries a dead hamster in. They're trying to come up with a name for the NYPD's new pigeon mascot.
Oh, no.
What? Naming a pigeon, how long could that possibly take?
They've been at it for months. I love my life. I think we found the perfect person to wear the pigeon costume. It's you, Raymond. Do we need to get the costume altered, or do you have your own pigeon pants? You came to me to ask for help shows how much you've matured. You know what else shows how much you've matured? Your withered face.
Now I know why you refer to this as a suicide squad, Peralta, because I already want to kill myself.
Why don't you wait a week? You'll probably die of old age.
The only way I'm gonna die is if you touch me with one of your bony fingers and drag me across the river Styx, you reaper.
You was smiling at me like an idiot.
You've betrayed us, you coffin cave mold beetle.
I'm mad because you tried to get me thrown off the force.
Yeah, because you shot me.
I shot you because you were in the wrong position. You weren't following orders.
What about the time you destroyed my personnel file while I was undercover?
What if there'd been a mole?
You were trying to make me disappear.
You embarrassed me in front of Derek Jeter.
You embarrassed yourself in front of Derek Jeter.
Here's your bug back. It's not an actual bug, so don't eat it, you lizard.
Ha! You didn't specify the subspecies of lizard.
So you've got an audience for this little stunt.
Yes, well, who wouldn't want to see a man fight a crocodile? Now, Madeline, before one of us starts weeping like a war widow, would you like to give me my precinct back?
It's not that simple. I can't just reverse your promotion.
You have until tomorrow. You grackle.
Perhaps you should go ahead and show that letter to the commissioner.
And let him fire you?
I'll deny I wrote it. It will take months to authenticate, which will give me plenty of time to make some personnel changes around here. There's an opening for a detective down in Brighton Beach. I think I'll transfer Diaz there. Detective Boyle, I'll send to Long Island City. Santiago will be a great fit for Pelham Bay. And Peralta, your little pet project, I'm gonna ship him off to Staten Island. Hope he likes breaking up tanning salon fistfights.
She's agreed to rejoin the Suicide Squad.
Oh, goody gumdrops. But do we even need her? What does she bring to the table?
30 years of police experience.
I have 33.
I earned a police combat cross.
I have a Medal of Honor.
I own the record for most arrests as a uniformed officer in NYPD history.
You got me there. Of course, I never spent much time in uniform because I was promoted to detective after 1 month.
They're not allowed to do that. It's against the rules.
It's also against the rules to let a pile of worms wear a uniform, and yet here you stand.
That's life. That's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But I know I'm gonna change that tune. When I...
You move well. Must be all the extra legs, you crab.
Don't you find this exhausting?
Thinking of fresh insults? Not at all, you coffin cave mold beetle.
I meant our relationship. Aren't you tired of the rivalry? We fight and nothing changes. But we're really not so different.
I suppose we were close once. Remember Brighton Beach.
1,200 kilos of heroin in an abandoned subway tunnel. How could I forget?
The largest drug bust in NYPD history, pulled off by the most unlikely duo.
A woman and a gay black detective.
No, I meant a human and a rotted jack-o'-lantern.
Don't be so hard on yourself. You weren't all the way rotted back then.
As many of you know, Madeline and I were bitter rivals. But I've come to realize she held a special place in my life. No one challenged me like she did, or made me feel as alive. Our relationship was like an epic chess match. And it's hard to believe that she'll never make another move. Unless... No, it's just a notification. Cheddar's doggy toothpaste is shipped. So, she is gone, and I wish she were not. I will miss you, Madeline Wuntch.